Hi, good evening, folks. In this video, let's take a look at the first round and let's make our picks. I might have made a few changes since my last video I made about my Stanley Cup predictions. Coming up. All right, let's take a look. And we'll try to be as diplomatic as I can. And in my Stanley Cup video, I don't mind you disagreeing, folks. I don't. You opposing fans, I know you get your feelings hurt sometimes. It's fine. I get it. You're fans. You're passionate about your team. You love your team. I get that. But any cheap shots at the Sabres, any swearing insults or anything won't be tolerated in this channel. You're gone immediately if that happens. I'm just saying. So choice is yours, you know. If you want to give me friendly banter back, give me your side of things, hey, I'm good with that. I don't have all the answers. But I sure as hell I don't go to other channels swearing and pouting and no, won't be tolerated here. Sorry, start your own channel. Don't do it here. And on that lovely note, let's get started. All right. Toronto, Montreal. We're going to start with this one. Let's start with the North Division. Toronto, Montreal. I think I picked it in 7 last time for the Leafs. The way I feel right now going in, I got Leafs in 5 this time. Leafs in 5. I think Toronto can, I think these will be 5 hard-fought games that will all be close because of Carey Price. But if Carey Price gets hot, the Leafs are losing. It's that simple, really. If Carey Price can get into their heads, and let's say they win the first 2 games in Toronto, I'm just saying, then all of a sudden the Leafs have a mess on their hands. And if the Leafs ever lost this series, sorry, Toronto, you gotta break up the team. You do, and you're going to. You're going to. There's gonna be, oh my God. I cannot imagine if the Leafs lose this series, what will happen. But saying that, I don't think it's gonna happen. The Leafs, you know, even after they blew it last year to the Columbus and everything, I couldn't believe they lost Game 5 the way they did. And that was alarming for me. I honestly thought the way they came back in Game 4 that Columbus was done in Game 5 and Toronto still found a way to lose. But this Leafs team is built for right now. Right now. Leafs in 5. Yeah, I think Leafs are going to take them out quick. Oilers, Winnipeg at Edmonton. I'm going to say the same thing. Oilers in 5. These were the 2 teams, folks, I've thought from day one are going to meet in the playoffs to decide the division. And I think I'm right. I do. Unless Winnipeg show up. Winnipeg is built for the playoffs. It's a big team. They're built for the playoffs, though. Depends if they come to life. And if Hellebuck goes crazy. If he goes crazy, then all of a sudden, then Winnipeg could be the problem. They could. Like, could Winnipeg wake up and win this division? Absolutely. Absolutely. Montreal? Montreal's the more physical, though, of the 2 teams. So if Montreal just continue to pound Toronto, they might be able to submit them into losing a few games. We'll see. I don't think so. Toronto's so damn skilled. You know? If Matthews gets injured, then we have a different series. But that's about the only way I could see something changing there. All right, the East Division. Yes, the best division in hockey this year, without a doubt. Islanders at Pittsburgh. I had the Islanders beating them before, and this time around, I got the Islanders again. I still think the Islanders are going to beat them in this series. I don't know. I know I keep doubting the Penguins. It's not that I hate the Penguins. I don't. I love this franchise and what they did in their 5 cups and getting Mario and all that. I do, but I just feel there's something missing with the Penguins. I don't know. Could be dead wrong. We'll see in the playoffs. You know, we'll see in the playoffs. But the Islanders seem way more structured and ready. But this is the dressing room with all the Stanley Cup rings is in Pittsburgh, right? So we shall see. We shall see. You know, but I'm going to go still. I'm going to stick with the Islanders still. But I would not be shocked if the Penguins won, though, either. You know, they look really good right now. Washington and Boston. I'm just going to go off the top of my head what I believe is going to happen. You know, like this. Whoop. Hold on, folks. Sorry about that. But this one's kind of worth waiting for. This is my off-the-top prediction. Boston wins Game 7 in overtime. It's going to be a very emotional series. A lot of people are forgetting that, maybe are forgetting. I'm not saying all of you are, but they're playing their captain, Zdeno Chara, right? So Chara is up against the Bruins. There's going to be a lot of emotions out there, especially if Chara takes out a few hits on his old buddies. I think Boston's a mentally stronger team, and that'll win out. I believe the Capitals probably have more skill, but Boston can be more intimidating in a series. I'm going with Boston. I'm going to go with Boston. Again, won't be surprised if Washington beat Boston 4-2 also, though, because we're in a day and age, folks, oh my God, nobody's safe against nobody. Anybody that thinks your team is going to wipe out another team fast, you're very delusional, because this is an era where you don't want to think like that. This ain't the 70s where it was pretty predictable sometimes, you know. This is an era where, my God, that's the 2012 LA Kings. There's no way to know. All right. Let's look at Carolina and Nashville, who I want to give props to, who I wrote off and I said would not make it. Remember, I said Nashville would not make it. Yes, I correct myself on this channel. I would suggest you give that a thought next time before taking a shot at the Sabres or something. The Predators, I'm just going to put what I think is going to happen. To hell with it. I'll explain it in a sec why I think this is going to happen. Carolina in 7. I think they're going to make a real fight, Nashville. Even though Carolina have the home ice, I think Carolina is going to make a real fight because they overachieved in the regular season, and usually those teams also overachieve when they get into the playoffs. Now, could they actually upset Carolina? For sure they could. Absolutely they could. But Carolina is a good team. They're well coached. They kind of collapsed last year against Boston, you might recall. They did collapse. Not kind of, they did. I thought Carolina was going to win the cup maybe last playoffs, and they just took a nosedive, and that was it. I don't think Carolina has the goaltending to win a Stanley Cup, though. I just don't. But we'll see. There's no way to know. So, yeah, I got Carolina prevailing in that series, but in a very hard-fought 7-game series where Nashville can hold their heads high after. Florida have the home ice against Tampa. This is going to be interesting, guys. You know, I had Tampa beating them, and where I feel now, I like Florida now. See? Now, for you Florida fans that were patient and said, God, I hope he's wrong. Well, I'm saying now I think Florida's going to win now. You see, I wanted to see right before the playoffs, of course. We want to see who's healthy and, you know. And the intangible difference, I believe, with Florida, they got the better coach. Quenneville is probably the best coach in hockey. Really. He's one of them. He's definitely one of the top 3 or 4, for sure, easily. So, Florida could make a deep run, folks. And wouldn't that be something for all the hockey fans, where I wasn't one of them, who always took cheap shots at Florida, saying that it's a pointless franchise and a pointless existence? Well, what do you think now, folks? Please explain. You know, this is why I'm telling Sabres fans, ignore those fans, because those fans usually don't even really follow hockey that closely that say those things. They really don't. They just follow they follow the lineage of other people that say it in lounges just so they can feel part of, you know? It's just not the truth. I think Florida upsets the defending Cup champions. I do. Maybe Tampa was a one-year thing. Hard to tell. But I like Florida's chances right now. I like the way they're playing. And the only thing I believe that works against Florida, and this is going to go contrary to everything I just said, I believe them having the home ice kind of works against them. Kind of puts a little pressure on them that they don't need, but we'll see. All right. Now, Colorado, St. Louis. In this series, the top teams all have the home ice. I think I said that already. Colorado have the home ice in this series. Here's the thing. Skill versus Stanley Cup champions. That's the difference in this series. Skill versus Stanley Cup champions, and the Blues, as we all know, are a pretty skilled team to win a Stanley Cup, right? The St. Louis Blues can pound this team into submission if they're not careful. Colorado have to have their wits about them. And if Colorado can come out and play hard-nosed playoff hockey, not this regular season crap thing where they're hitting 14 hits a game. That won't cut it in a series against a team like this. Forget it. But if the Avalanche come out and they lay the body on these guys, then their skill will take over and win the series. I got Colorado in 6. Because I'm banking on Colorado getting meaner this playoff. I knew last year they were going to lose. I knew it. When I watched their games, I knew it. So it's like, this time around, I think Colorado might have learned from that. They might, They might have. I think Colorado's going to win this series. All right, Vegas and the Wild. Good God, who wants to play the Wild right now? God. Nobody wants to play that team, my God. I'm just going to say it, I guess, what I think. That one I got Vegas in 7. I think it's going to come down to Colorado and Vegas. They really have been the cream of the crop this year, of that division. Not of the NHL, but of that division. So, I don't want to look at overall who has the best record, because that really doesn't matter now. Not when you're in the Final Four. It won't matter at all, actually. Really. I think, oh my God, I just think Minnesota's going to be hell. A nightmare to play. A nightmare. They could upset Vegas. They could. This team could upset Vegas and Colorado. They could. St. Louis, I don't know. Sorry, I'm not a Ryan O'Reilly fan. I never was, even when he's on Buffalo, And I just think St. Louis have the wrong captain. Not that matters now, but it matters still, right? We'll see. Maybe St. Louis will do that, what they did a few years ago, where it's just go crazy in the playoffs again. There's no way to know. There's no way to know for sure. Now, I'm going to close it with this so you guys know where I stand, okay? These are the teams I picked. I picked Leafs in 5 over the Habs. Who am I cheering on? Believe it or not, I'm cheering on the Habs in that series. Yeah. And I never cheer on the Habs. Everybody knows I'm anti-Hab and all that, but I you know why? Mostly because Toronto, all 99% of their channels all just think they're going to walk right through the North Division, and it's not going to happen that way. It never will happen that way. That's why I'm pulling for Montreal. But if they knock out Montreal, it's win-win for me. So it's good. Winnipeg at Edmonton. I am cheering for the Oilers. Yeah, I'm pulling for the Oilers in that series. I want to see Connor McDavid have a good playoff finally. He's the best player in the world. And we need to see our best players in the world winning Stanley Cups too eventually. The Oilers eventually are going to win a Stanley Cup, folks. Islanders and at Pittsburgh. Yeah, for sure. I'm pulling for the Islanders. Yes, I know I called the Islanders in 6, but I believe they're going to win in 6. I'm not just putting it. Boston winning Game 7 in overtime. I am pulling for the Capitals. So there's 2 teams that I called against saying they're going to lose that I'm cheering for. Carolina and Nashville. I'm cheering for Nashville. Yeah, that's an easy call for me. I don't hate Carolina. Not anymore. They suffered, and, you know, their fans didn't even really realize back then how lucky they were to win a Stanley Cup. You know, they know now, the ones that really stick by them now. Florida and Tampa, yeah, I'm definitely cheering for poor old Florida. Come on, guys. We all got to be cheering for Florida. I hope all of you are. Come on. They got their cup last year. They're good. They are. I want to see Florida win a series, my God. I want to see Florida get back on the map in the playoffs. And, you know, Colorado, I have in 6 over St. Louis. A few years ago, easily I'd be pulling for the Blues. Easily, because the Colorado have cups already. But now, I got to cheer for Colorado. Because the truth is, since McKinnon's there, they've underachieved in the playoffs. This will be 8 straight years that McKinnon has been a Colorado Avalanche, and they haven't even got past the second round. If they lose this series, you realize, or the next round, not even this round, the next round. If they don't get out of the second round this year, we got to stop writing them in. I picked them 2 years ago to win the Cup pack. Actually, Colorado, I did. The year that Calgary, when they played Calgary. And it was, who took them out? I believe it was Calgary. No, they took out Calgary. Forget who knocked them out after, but they looked terrible in the second round of that playoffs. And Vegas in 7 over Minnesota. Oh my God. Yeah, I guess I'm pulling for Minnie a bit. I kind of am, because Minnesota hasn't won a playoff series in a long time. Vegas is in their first few years in the league, and I'm kind of pulling for Minnesota. Kind of. Well, I gotta tell you guys, I can't stand the red in their uniforms. I just can't. I hate it. I would really like the white. I'm weird like that, eh? Isn't that weird? Just the color would drive me nuts in their jersey. If they got rid of the red, oh my God, their jersey would look beautiful. It was just green and gold. Oh my God, that jersey they came out with this year, those lame jerseys they came out with, those 31 lame-ass jerseys they came out with, I gotta say, the Minnesota one was deadly right on, spot on beautiful. And so was the Kings. But after that, I would burn the rest. I mean, they were all awful after that. Sabres one, I'll never wear that thing. Because I didn't like the butter knives. I like the goat head. I thought they were going to bring that back. So anyway, that's kind of where I stand. I think this is, you know, yeah, I think that's pretty much where I stand. See, I got 4 games going to Game 7 now. 2 games going to Game 6, and I got the North, because I watch a lot of North, going quick. I think the Leafs. But if this ever gets to Game 7, Montreal and Toronto will be in a total state of panic, folks. I'm telling you. Because if the Leafs ever blow this series, they got to get rid of, like, Shanahan, all of it. They got to clean house and say, okay, enough. You know, it's enough. The amount of money that they're paying out, that they paid up front. Imagine if they lost to Montreal. Oh my God, what a disaster that would be in Toronto. Okay, that's it. I'm going to stop it there. Let me know your picks below. Maybe we'll do a little pool. Okay? We'll do a pool. Maybe keep track of it or something. We'll talk about it. But put your picks in, so just in case I do decide to do that, maybe we'll do some sort of, I don't know, some sort of, what do you call it, lottery prize or something. Anyway, we'll look at it after. All right, folks. Talk to you later. Have a good one.